I had both of my kids the other night watching me play RollerCoaster Tycoon, and it got me thinking. I keep seeing the graphic arguments online about enjoy 1080p on the Steam machine, or yeah, you ain't going to be hitting 60 frames per second. The funny thing is, right, kids don't care. They don't care about the graphics. When you've got younger kids like me, they only care what you're doing. Yeah, you could have 4 of the same controller, right? But your kids, they want your controller. Kids, right, they copy everything you do. They copy it all because you're doing it, right? You could be doing something as boring as painting. Sorry for anyone out there that likes painting. I think it's boring. You could be doing wire management behind the TV. They want to know what you're doing. You could be doing something really boring, work related. And guess what? They want to know what you're doing. Because in the end, you think, they just want to play my game. They just want to get involved in my game. Or, oh, they're just irritating. They're trying to get in the way of what I'm trying to do. Or whatever it is that I'm focusing on. But really, they're just interested in you. You as dad. Whoever that they love. They're just interested in what you're doing. Now I try and take a bit of a step back and get them involved in it. RollerCoaster Tycoon, right? It's a management game. They haven't got a clue what's going on. They don't understand management games. And they're not supposed to. Well, 6 and 3 aren't anyway. They don't care that the graphics are like nearly 30 years old. Meanwhile, my kids, glued to RollerCoaster Tycoon, glued to it, was able to get them involved in it. I said, look, what colour do you want the merry-go-round to be? Or what colour do you want the security guard to be? Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Mrs. was buzzing because I kept them busy for a couple of hours. I'm in the good books. I've managed to sneak in gaming while getting the kids involved every now and then. And now I don't have to wait till 8 o'clock at night to get my gaming in. Love it. But I think the big takeaway, right, the bit that hit me the most, if they're watching me when I'm gaming, then they must be watching me how I speak to people, how patient I am, how I react when something goes wrong, how I look after myself. They learn far more from what they see than what I tell them. Don't do as I say, do as I do. I'm not preaching, it's just an observation. I am as guilty as anybody else at doing things that sometimes quick reaction. You have to look back at it and go, that wasn't the right thing to do. And do you know what, right? I asked my daughter the other day when we were walking to school, I said, do you think Daddy shouts a lot? And she said, sometimes. And I said, oh, when did I last shout? You shouted the other day when you hit your toe. I went, do you want to know something? She went, what? I went, I really hurt my toe. And she was like, you did shout quite loud, though, Daddy. I was like, I know. I was like, I shouldn't shout that loud. I was like, and I will try not to do it again. She was like, does your toe still hurt? I went, my toe does still hurt, actually. But just asking her and getting that feedback, again, it was another confirmation. Hey, she's watching. She's always watching. She's watching more than this camera on me right now. Don't you worry about that even when you think she's not watching. And if she's not watching, she's listening. And I think, like, that's maybe why I don't really care about graphics as much anymore. Because one day, yeah, let's be real, they're not going to remember what the resolution was of a game that they were playing with Daddy. They're not going to remember if it was really, really choppy. If anything, there might be something funny that you could get from that. You could be playing a game that's quite choppy and your character keeps freezing at different funny moments, and that could end up being the gag. And you end up like later down the line going, Dad, do you remember when we played that game? Because our computer wasn't that great and it kept getting stuck, and every time the character was running, it just froze on his ass. Could be really funny, right? Like, it's a memory. But in reality, it's not going to be a drawback from the experience because they're going to remember sitting next to me. That's what matters. That they're going to have a memory with Daddy. What more could I ask for? And I don't know exactly when they're going to want to stop watching me or stop following me around the house. But while they still think what Daddy's doing is interesting, I reckon that it'd be in my best interest to enjoy every single minute of it. This video was sponsored by absolutely nobody. See what I mean? Mrs. recording me. The missus ringing me when I'm recording. She does it all the time.